Hello, class, and hello, Dr. H. It's a pleasure to meet everyone today. I'm very excited about taking this course, as I trust many of you are. And my name is Leo Golowinski. I live in Marietta, Georgia, which is a suburb just about 15 miles or so north of Atlanta. My wife and I have been living here for a little over 10 years. I have been a full-time student at APU since December of 2015. I left my corporate position at that time to pursue my educational goals full-time. I'd also like to extend two words of gratitude, essentially, and first and foremost, thank you to those of you who serve. One of the great privileges I have as a civilian adult student at American Public University is the fact that I get to work along so many of you that serve our great country. And thank you for your contributions and making the freedoms that many of us enjoy possible. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to collaborate with you guys in these academic forums. And also, Dr. H, thank you for the opportunity to deliver this introduction. I believe I've done an introduction like this one other time. I'm hoping to get better at these sorts of video deliveries. I do aspire to be a public speaker one day and lecturer. So I've resolved to the fact that the only way I'm going to get good at this is by doing it. So thank you for the opportunity. My favorite time of year and why, without a doubt, is fall. I grew up in Miami, Florida, so there was lots of green palm trees and sunny days, but I never got to experience the change of seasons. The first time I saw snow was when I moved to Georgia, and the fall colors were just absolutely magnificent to me. I'm inspired and awestruck every time that nature goes through that transition, and it sort of reminds me of the tension between life and death, and also the idea that in order to grow, in order for that next spring to be successful, that we have to shed things in our life. So I look at fall as a time of refreshing, a time of introspection and self-examination. And I like to sort of begin to ask, and in prepping for the new year, it's sort of like a New Year's resolution pre-prep, if you will. But I like to really kind of look, what are the behaviors that I want to stop doing? What are the behaviors that I want to start doing? How do I get, what are the next moves that I need to get to where I want to ultimately be? The best piece of advice someone ever gave me, this was a bit difficult for me. I don't know if anybody else had challenges with it. It seems like a pretty straightforward question, but I really had to sort of think on this one. But I remember years ago, my mom told me that it's never too late to pursue your dream. And that advice, in many ways, set a lot of things in motion for me. One of them was returning to school. That also set in motion my decision to leave my corporate job. I had a wonderful job. I worked with wonderful people, and I left that to pursue my education full time. I just wasn't making enough progress balancing the competing interests between work and school, and I didn't feel like I was fully getting everything out of my education that I was paying for. And that stemmed from my mom's advice, understanding that no matter where we are in our life, we can always start something that moves us towards who we want to be. We don't always make it there in time, and that's okay. That's what I've come to learn to be at peace with, is the idea that as long as I start the journey, as long as I'm in the journey, in this moment, in today, it's a tremendous source of peace and fulfillment for me. So if I could encourage any of you that are maybe in my position, it's never too late to pursue your dream. Identify what your vision is and start moving towards that today. That was a tremendous source of encouragement for me. Last, why you want to become or became an entrepreneur. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. My dream is to be a life coach one day. I am just I'm confounded by how many people live their lives in diametrical opposition to their core values. So, what I would like to do is help people first identify who they are, what their center is, what are their core values, what are the things that just they wouldn't compromise, what type of eulogy would they want delivered. So, what do you want people to say about you at your funeral? Bringing individuals through those sorts of questions and then applying practical strategies day in, day out to be able to move towards that, to move towards what your ultimate ideal is or your vision or who you want to become. So that's what I want to do. Why I want to do that is it started with a bit of discontentment when I was in corporate America. And again, it wasn't that I had a horrible job or anything. I had a very great job, a corner office, well paying. Worked with wonderful people, was getting a lot of promotions, a lot of opportunities, but every day there was just something inside where it just wasn't right enough, if that makes sense. There was something more that I wanted to be, and it wasn't about money, and it wasn't about security. So for me, I think that we all try to balance our needs of freedom and security. Right? So if you have a highly stable, highly secure job that maybe is insulated from recessions and you have a good position and you do a good job, there's a high degree of security in that, but there's a low degree of freedom usually. Anyway, I mean, I'm sure there's great jobs out there that have the perfect balance of freedom and security. But, you know, on this one side, there's the need to have security. And then for me, I wanted to be over here. For me, my needs were more aligned with being free, having the freedom to make the decisions on where the business should go. Having the freedom to understand that when something's not working, let's switch gears, let's do something different. So that's the environment that I thrive in, and that ultimately is why I would like to become an entrepreneur. Again, I'm excited to take this journey with you. Thank you again for the opportunity to learn alongside of you, and thank you, Dr. H, for providing this academic environment. Looking forward to interacting with you guys. Bye.